Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our program will begin in 2 minutes.
Good morning, Pittsburgh. Isn't it great to be here? All right. Good morning, everyone. The time is 8:30 o'clock, and the annual meeting of the membership of the National Auction Association is called to order. My name is Lance Walker, your president. What an honor to serve as your president. And we're going to get started off by Shane McCarroll, NAA member, Tennessean, former Marine member. He's going to join us in front of the stage to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Shane.
Good morning. As we gather today under the timeless emblem of freedom and democracy, let us honor the enduring symbol of our nation's resilience by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you for your service. We have mourned the passing of several NAA members since last year's meeting, and I've asked Hall of Famer, former President J.J. Dower to come and read their names and remember their lives and the impact that they made on us. J.J.
Well, yeah, if we can get my list to stay. There we go. Now we got it. Lance, thank you. The following NAA members have passed away since last July. Please listen, and if we've missed anyone, just email Aaron. Tommy Ayers, La Follette, Tennessee. Britt Belcher, Marshall, Michigan. Carl Carter, Fayetteville, Georgia. Michael Fine, Chicago, Illinois. Marge Gall, Chatham, Illinois. Bill Gall, Chatham, Illinois. Connie Johnson, CAI, BAS, St. Paul, Minnesota. O.C. Mango, Wabasha, Minnesota. Robin Marshall, Kearney, Nebraska. Robert Bob Steffes, CAI, GPPA, Fargo, North Dakota. Let's take a moment of silence to remember these individuals and their contributions to the NAA and the auction industry. Our condolences go to their families and friends. Thank you.
Thank you, JJ, and our hearts are with everyone who's lost someone this year. Those of you who it's your first meeting, want to welcome you, and we do things a little different. As Yogi Berra said, it's not over till it's over. So we're going to have two groups of people coming up. Bear with us. And we're going to take a break from our NAA business meeting right now until after the foundation meeting. But first, we're going to get energized. We're going to pass it forward with Camille, Booker, and Matt. God be here. Let's go.
Guys, what y'all trying to do?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this year's National Auction Foundation's Pass It Forward. Today, we have the opportunity to continue on with honoring our legacy and empowering our future. With your help, our foundation is committed to giving back to the industry that provides so many of us professionals careers that we are passionate about.
The National Auction Foundation has been funded exclusively by individual donations from auction professionals just like you in this ballroom this morning. This organization has helped make the NAA what it is today. Help us continue to create excellence by becoming a donor today. From the words of our CEO, Aaron Insminger, we only ask one time a year, and that time is today, this morning in this ballroom. Camille, why don't you tell us about the education?
Yes, so in the past 10 years, the foundation has awarded more than $1.4 million to the NAA to fund projects and programs. It continues to give our industry members a leading edge. They provide funding assistance for speakers and educational events. Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with the Auction Museum?
The Auction Museum is currently undergoing a digital renovation, which will allow viewers to go online to view the history of our profession instead of only having in-person access. This will also make it convenient for submissions to be uploaded online for viewing, and I cannot wait to see this come to life. Camille, scholarships?
Yes, the scholarships by far is one of the most rewarding things that the foundation does. It gives scholarships to the Legacy Youth Scholarships, what are for the youth that are just recently graduating out of high school. They also participate in the Larry McCool Scholarship, the Pat Massert Scholarship for leaders, and general scholarships. In just 2023 alone, there was over $24,000 that was given out in scholarships to events such as the CAI, Designation Academies, and Conference and Show. These are for anybody that can apply for these opportunities. And today we ask that you turn your attention to the screens and we can see two of our current recipients.
Hey everyone, I'm Chris Cox, and I'm happy to introduce myself as the proud recipient of the CAI Scholarship. Because of your support, I received a golden ticket to the Willy Wonka equivalent of auctioneering. A gigantic thank you to the National Auction Foundation for making this dream a reality. And to all the fantastic donors out there, you guys are the true MVPs. Your support means the world, and I promise to make the most of this opportunity. but maybe with a little less chocolate and a lot more options. Thanks again, everyone.
Hi, I'm Shannon Crutchfield. It is such a pleasure and a blessing to have received a scholarship to attend Designation Academy from the NAA. Thank you so much to everyone at the foundation. Thank you so much to all the donors. Everything you do is greatly appreciated and goes to enhancing the career of auctioneers and those in the auction profession. Thank you so much.
All right, let's give it up for Chris and Shannon. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful videos with us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to jump right into it. If you would, please have your bid cards handy. Whenever we call out the giving level that you are comfortable donating at, please just raise that bid paddle. Let us call out your number, and we'll just sweep the room. Let's make some money this morning, ladies and gentlemen. I know each and every one of you have the ability to do some... I'm sorry? Okay, yeah, we're going to have some of the NAF out there taking bid numbers down for us if we can't see due to the spotlights. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start out at the $10,000 giving level, and we have two individuals this morning, one of which is your NAF president leading the way with his $10,000 donation, Mr. Scott Mahalik. Give him a big round of applause. And joining him this morning, also at a $10,000 giving level, the legend himself, Mr. Judd Graff. Give it up for Mr. Judd Graff. Now I have to ask, who else is going to fall in line at the $10,000 giving level this morning? We would love to see more $10,000 donations in this room this morning. Is there anybody in the room that wants to raise your paddle? Do we have one? All the way in the back of the room, let's give it up for bidder number 935, the bidder, another $10,000 donation. Thank you so much. We have another one. TJ Freegee was that donor. Thanks, TJ. He's not going to let Scott get out from underneath him. All right, is there any more $10,000 donors in the room this morning, ladies and gentlemen? One last and final call. Thank you so much to our $10,000 donors. Give it up for all of them one more time. Thank you.
Matt, let's cut that number in half. Let's talk about the $5,000 level. We'll cut it down to $5,000. We've got a couple that started out. We actually got one that stepped up early and said yes at $6,000. That would be the Medina Asset Management Group for $6,000. We've also got Ray Caruso at the $5,000 level today. Anybody else want to step up and say yes at $5,000? We've got 910 at $5,000 today. We've got another one coming from the back. 469 says yes at $5,000. Awesome. Thank you so very much. Appreciate your generosity this morning. Anybody else for $5,000 this morning? Let's give ourselves a round of applause at that $5,000 level.
All right, our next giving level this morning is going to be the $2,500 giving level, and leading the way at this level is Mr. William Sheridan. Let's give Mr. Sheridan a big round of applause for leading the way at this level. Where are the rest of my $2,500 donors this morning? Bidder number 660, the Nitz family. Thank you, Nitz family. Who else is going to give it $2,500 this morning? 401, the bidder. Thank you so much. Any more $2,500 donors this morning? We'd love to see more. Keep this momentum going. Anybody else at the $2,500 giving level? Last and final call. One more time. All right, Camille, our next giving level.
Let's talk about 1,500. We've got quite a few that have already stepped up and given at that 1,500 level today. We'll go ahead and recognize them. We have Daniel Pruitt. We've got my dad, Merle Booker. Mike Fisher's on there as well. Mr. David Hart, appreciate the generous giving there. We've got Scott Schumann, Joseph Mast, John Rowell, Thomas Rowell, Tommy Rowell, and Matthew Hurley at $2,000. Awesome start at that $1,500 level. Anybody else want to say yes at that $1,500 level today and get your hand in the air? We've got 930. 930 says yes at $1,500. We've got 505. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. 505 at $1,500. 371. Thank you, Shane. 371 at 1,500 today. It's contagious. Anybody else at 1,500? $1,500. Making an investment in the industry, making an investment in the future, the next generation. Anybody else at 1,500? Matt, let's talk about that next level we're going to look at today.
All right, our next giving level is the $1,000 giving level. And listen to all these pre-commits right here. Nicole Pirro, Craig Buford, Grover Wilson, Laura Mantle, Stan Vaught, Craig Meyer, Lamar Fisher, Jr., John Schultz, Lori Rogue, Randy Eli, Darren Mears, McCurdy Auction Family, Thomas R. Hunt, Connie J.M. Johnson, Barry Gordon, Mike Jones, Christy King, Miss Beth Rose, Sherman Hostetter, Hannes Combest at 1,200. Hannes, thank you. Doak Lambert, Josh Puffenbarger, Cheryl Bates-Jones, Robert Mayo, Michael R. Fortna at 1,200. Where are the rest of my $1,000 donors in the room this morning? Let's see those bid paddles in the air. I know. 692 the bidder. Thank you, Michael. Any more $1,000 donors in the room? Let's keep this momentum going. Thank you, Morgan. Bidder number 928. Also, Laura, who do you have? 694 the bidder. And 409. Thank you, Shane Ratliff. We appreciate you. 559. Thank you, Scott. Is there anybody else over here? 657, another $1,000 donation. Who do you got, Judd? 247, the bidder. Thank you, sir. 254, thank you, Shannon. Anybody else at the $1,000 giving level this morning, Scott? 228, Mr. Mike Baker. Thank you, Mike. Anybody else at the $1,000 giving level this morning? You guys are amazing. Give
Matt,
yourself.
We've got one right up front at 229.
229. Thank you, Wade. We appreciate it, sir. Anybody else at the $1,000 giving level? Last and final call. Who you got, Shane? Dean? 291. Thank you, Dean Gunter. We appreciate it. Anybody else? $1,000 giving level. You guys are amazing. Miss Terry, who do you have? 570. Your president, Mr. Lance Walker, gives 1,000 as well. Is there anybody else at the $1,000 giving level this morning? Last and final call, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourself a big round of applause for all you $1,000 donors. That was amazing.
Let's talk about that $500 level. We're going to cut it in half again and talk about the 500. We've got quite a few pre-commits on that level as well. Let's go ahead and get started with them. We've got Barrett Bray, Dennis Huggins, Jennifer Gableman, Chris Pat, Jenny Wolf. Aaron, your CEO is given back at the $500 level. We've got Jonathan Knoll, Adam Marshall, Bryce Hansen, Janine Hoosman, Brad Woolley, Isaac Schultz, Butch, and Cotton Booker. We've got John, Christine Dudley, Nick Bennett, Rusty Lane, Sarah Rose Bettner, William Baker, Jared Dwayne Sutton. We've got T. Randolph Ligon, Timothy Mass, Jason Winter, Will McClure, as well as myself. And ladies and gentlemen, who else in the room would like to give at those figures at 500? We've got 911 that says yes. 911, I've got one right up front. We've got to help with that bidder number. 592, 592 at 500. 486 at that $500 level. 527, thank you, Andy, appreciate it. 906 steps up at that $500 level and says yes. Thank you very much. 917, 917, thank you. 933, awesome, appreciate your donation at 933. Anybody else for 500? 500. 274, 274. 203, is that what I see? 203. We've got another one coming in the back. 535. Awesome. Thank you. 500. Anybody else today at $500? 500. 568. 568. Last call at that $500 level. 568 for 500. Let's talk about that $250 level, Matt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have two more giving levels this morning. Our next one is the $250 level, and our pre-commits are Kathy Packard, Mr. Michael Up, Brooke Gillespie, Tom Satterley, Karen Hulsman, CP, and Pat Dunning are at $300. Where's the rest of my $250 donors in the room this morning? Let's see those bid paddles in the air. Number 595, right in the middle there. Thank you, sir. Bidder number 321. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else? Michael, who do you have? 616, the bidder. Jason? Sorry, both of you called. Sorry, Jason, I couldn't understand you. 305 in the back. 954, the bidder, all at $250. Who else? 345, the bidder. Jason? 934, all the way in the back. 381, the bidder. Thank you. Anybody else at the 303? Thank you, Michael. Anybody else? 956. 956, the bidder. Anybody else at the $250 giving level? That's right. You can give them a big round of applause. All those $250 donors. That's okay. Anybody else at the $250 giving level this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Last and final call. Let's go to our last level of giving this morning, Camille.
Yes, that last level, and it's that $144. That's $12 for 12 months if you'd like to set it up that way, or you're also more than welcome to just step up and give that $144. It will be the last level. We do ask today. We do have some pre-commits. We've got Wayne Yoder at 100, Paul C. Bear at 144, Ali Byers at 150, and David Warren at 200. Anybody want to step up and do the $144 today? $144. 566. Thank you. Appreciate it. 566. 255 says yes. Awesome. We've got 904. Thank you. Appreciate your generosity. Anybody else? 506. Awesome. Thank you very much. Laura. 443. 443. 376 at 144. 376. Awesome. Thank you. 430. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. From the back of the room. 430. We've got another one. 693. Thank you. 434. Thank you. 719 steps up. Says yes at that $144 level. Anybody else at 144? The last level we're asking today. 715. 465. Thank you. 278. 278. Thank you. This is great. Look at all the giving that's happening, Matt. This is awesome. Anybody else at 144? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I say we've got another one. 569. 569, and with that, I say let's give ourselves a huge round of applause for what was accomplished here this morning.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. Thank you so much for all your generosity in this ballroom this morning. We're going to bring up your NAF president, Mr. Scott Mihalik, when he makes his way up here from the floor. And I believe we are going to hear the total from your generosity giving this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having Camille and myself this morning. It was a lot of fun. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
I know, I just saw that. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a big round of applause. 139,000 and some change, raising money for Pass It Forward. We're going to need the rest of the foundation board up, please. Sherm's coming. Fantastic. Well, good morning. Good morning. We'll try that again. I feel like Lance up here. I'm not going to sing, though. Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, what a great day for fundraising here this morning. $139,000, a lot of money that can go right back into yourselves here at the NAA that we help out here. At this time, it is 8:55, and I'm going to call this meeting to order. We've got business to attend to first, but I'd like to introduce the National Auction Foundation Board of Trustees. These individuals, as you know, give of their time and of their finances and their financial resources to make sure that the foundation is successful in providing education for NAA and, more importantly, advance and enrich our auction community. As we know, we do give money for education, but also outside speakers, and a lot of you folks do not know that. You think we just give the scholarships here, but yesterday with our keynote speaker, that's one of the outside speakers that we fund, along with other outside speakers that come into our conventions and also designation academies. To all the trustees, please stand until you are recognized, and I'm finished saying your name. For those that are first-time trustees in these years, for those trustees that are expiring at the end of 2024, Judd Graff, Mark Rogers, and Michael Upp. Trustees who are going to expire in 2025 is Tim Mast, Barrett Bray, and Terry Walker. And the trustees who expire at the end of 2026, Hannes Combes, Jason Winters, and Laura Mantle. Please give them a big round of applause. I would also like to introduce our immediate past president, Mr. Sid Miedema, who has also been a guiding light for all of us on this board. So Sid, and also our treasurer who keeps us fiscally responsible, David Hart, Ruth Lind, our vice president, and also our NAA representative, Sherm Hofstetter. Please give the board a big round of applause. Your dedication and contributions continue to amaze and humble us in everything that you do. We are again able to raise enough money through Pass It Forward from what Camille and Matt did for us here this morning to help enrich our NAA education and our NAA community. And that comes from you donors and everything you guys have given with your hard work and dedication to our auction industry to help fund that Pass It Forward. Those funds that we've been giving out this past year, and like I said, about $133,000 into scholarships and everything else, does not come from our endowment fund. We take it out of the money that we raise here in the room today and the years past. We're also committed to work more closely with the NAA to review our policies and processes to ensure we're able and stable to move forward. I'd also like everybody to join us Saturday morning at 10 o'clock for the Don Shear Memorial Children's Auction. Don was instrumental in this children's auction for many, many years, and it was named after Don a few short years ago after his passing. Not only can you find something for your favorite little ones, Joff, your kids are here. They did a fantastic job yesterday bidding at the IJAC. But also, watch our young auctioneers in the making. I'd also like to thank Bracky Rogers. Is Bracky here? Is Bracky here? Bracky, every dollar matters in what we do here. And Bracky wrote a book this year, and it's called The Mayflower Descent, Growing Up Mayberry. And Bracky has some books outside. You can see Bracky, and Bracky's going to donate a portion of those sales to the National Auction Foundation. So thank you, Bracky. All of it, even better. Thank you, Bracky. He's going to donate all of it. So the books you buy today goes right into your giving here. So thank you for doing that. One of the other things everybody has asked: where do you get the pins from? Say NAF pins. Those are our giving levels, and we'll talk about that more tonight at our gala. And some of the people have asked, like, where do they fall at? If you've given $1,000 today or $1,000 collectively over the years, you will go ahead and get your bronze pin. It then moves to $10,000 for silver, $25,000 for gold, sapphire for $50,000, $100,000, and so on and so forth. We'll talk more about that. Mike Baker, I do have yours from last year for giving $1,000, and thanks for giving again this year. I think it's important that, as we talked about, honoring our legacy and empowering our future, and thank you all for doing that. At this time, I'd like to welcome our Treasurer, David Hart, to the stage for our financial report beginning June 1st, 2023, that ended May 31st, 2024. David?
Thank you, Mr. President. For the fiscal year ending May 31, 2023, the board has again employed Marr & Company to conduct an audit of the foundation to obtain reasonable assurances that whether the financial statements are free of material misstatement. Our audit also includes assessing the accounting principles we use and significant estimates made by our management team and overall financial statement presentation. While our audit has not been completed in final form as of today, your board anticipates and expects a clean audit without exception, as in keeping with our past audits. Upon completion, you'll be able to find the audit at auctioneersfoundation.org. Now, for the most recent fiscal year ending May 31, 2024, I am pleased to report on behalf of the board that the foundation is in good, sound condition. Here are a few highlights of the year. Due to your generous support today and in past years, that allowing us to exceed budget in recent years, your board has employed an aggressive approach toward funding scholarship requests, educational support of NAA, and curating our auction history. As of May 31, 2024, we have collected $208,000 in annual gifts from member contributions alone. That number allows us to continue to expand our assistance and funding to help NAA in a multitude of ways. The 2023-24 numbers ended as this. Our total revenues without any investment add-ins, interest, or such is at $264,150. Our total expenses were $321,425. It has been a very good year for our endowment, and with the help of our investment advisors, I am pleased to report when we closed the year May 31, 2024, we had nearly $1,800,000 in our endowment, which represents an annual increase of just over 12%. Yes. All because of y'all. Thank you. Your Board of Trustees and the Board of the National Auction Foundation is committed to ensuring that the foundation remains true to our vision and mission statements to provide funding to the National Auction Association, to advance and enrich our auction community, and your previous support is greatly appreciated, but ladies and gentlemen, your future support is also necessary for us to guarantee the success and the achievement of our objectives. Thank you very much, Mr. President. That concludes the Treasurer's report.
Thank you, David. I know we mentioned though about your giving pins here. For you bronze medals, if everybody got your bronze pin this year, they have them at the information booth before we forget. If you believe you're getting one, or if you're not even here, we'll get it mailed to you. So thank you, David. Now I'd like to move the election portion of the event. Our slate of candidates and officers and trustees have been presented to our membership of the NAA. All candidates have been approved by the Executive Committee and the NAA membership, and we've asked to affirm the slate of candidates. Due to an illness this year, you saw we had Ruth Lynn as our vice president this past year, and due to an illness this year, Ruth will not be ascending to the vice president, ascending to the president position this year. Instead, the foundation asked Sid and I to remain in our offices for another year, and Ruth, I know you're watching at home, and I want to let you know our thoughts and our prayers are with you. For vice president this year, we're presenting Judd Graff. We have 3 individuals who have agreed to serve as trustees for a 3-year term. As I call your name, please stand. Dean Gunter, Jeff Martin. I'd like to thank Michael Lupp for staying on for a 2nd term. They will be serving as your trustees here, so thank you all for agreeing. Big round of applause for those gentlemen. We're okay. We don't have a total. but we are full speed ahead. So thank you everybody who's been sitting on the foundation board. The affirmation of the slate is complete. Congratulations to Judd, Dean, Jeff, and Michael. Will you please join me in thanking all of them for their time, dedication, service with a round of applause. I'd like to thank all of you for your continued support of the National Auction Foundation. Your support has made it possible for us to have a significant impact in the auction industry, and I'm proud to be able to do that through the work with these fine people on our board. Leaving you in this, we're honoring our legacy with the NAA Museum, and I intend to keep that going forward this morning. As you guys came out of our trade show, you saw last year we had a big area set up, and Matt and Camille talked about that trade show, or talked about our museum. Not a lot of us have been to Overland Park, Kansas. This year we still have some artifacts here, but Hannes and her team has been working diligently on that to make everything virtual. You'll see the kiosk there, so please go ahead and visit that. I'd like to also thank Sid once again for being a great leader. We have a great team that is willing to work hard in our industry, and I'm looking forward to working with them again this year on the board. The effect we can have on our industry and association is powerful, and it's all because of you. With no more business, I'll declare this meeting of the foundation closed, but please remain in your seats for the 2024-2025 National Auction Foundation installation. New trustees, including Jeff, Dean, Michael, Lance Walker, as incoming NAA representative. Please join me in bringing onto the stage Jennifer Gableman, our past president, to lead us through our oath of office.
It is my pleasure and privilege to officially install you as officers and directors of the National Auction Foundation Board of Trustees. I congratulate you all on this opportunity, which has been given to you to serve your organization. I know that you will be faithful in your performance of your duties, looking at the interests and welfare of the National Auction Foundation as a whole. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully execute this office to which you are being elected, conforming to the Articles of Incorporation and bylaws of the National Auction Foundation? If so, please respond, I do. May I extend my personal congratulations to each and every one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the officers and directors of the National Auction Foundation.
Now at this time, I'm pleased to introduce and have the NAA Board of Directors please come on stage.
I think that's where I'm sitting. Give me right there. Here's one.
Thank you, Sid. You know, you look around this bunch, and except for the guy from South Africa, it's a pretty good-looking bunch, isn't it? Josh is the one we love to joke with, because he always gets us back. Folks, Sid, thank you. Thank you enough for all your hard work. Sid, your entire foundation board, thank you for what you do for NAA members. And here at the conference and show, this is where your efforts really come in focus. Did you guys know that in addition to scholarships, this year's foundation is footing nearly 100% of our speakers' fees at this event? Yes, give them a hand. But it's you know, you are the foundation, and because of just what you did a while ago, we're going to be able to continue that. So thank you very much. Now I want to introduce to you to the 2023-2024 Board of Directors. First, directors whose term expire this year, Jay Cash and Morgan Hobson. Next, go ahead. Terms to expire in 2025, Mike Fisher, Joff Van Reenen. And our directors, whose terms expire in 2026, Wade Bear, T. Kyle Swicegood. And next, our 2023-2024 presidential appointee, who I'm extremely proud of, Addison Dower Russell. We raised Addie at this convention. She grew up in it, and I was so proud to appoint her. And then, National Auction Foundation representative, Scott Mihalik. Thank you, Scott. And finally, the Educational Institute trustees, Eric Rasmus and now the executive committee, Ailey Byers. Where's Ailey? There she is. John Schultz, vice president, not for long. The Shermanator, Sherm Hostetter, NAA chairman of the board. Chief Executive Officer, Aaron Ensminger. And last and surely least, presiding today, your President Lance Walker, who I humbly have enjoyed doing this. Thank you very much. Now, thank you. I'd like to ask our treasurer, Ailey Byers, to come and give a financial update. Ailey.
Thank you, Lance. In addition to reporting on the NAA's financials for the 2023 fiscal year, I also hope to illuminate our finances for everyone in the membership. So if you're someone who usually tunes out for this part of the meeting, stay with me for just a few minutes. As of December 31st, 2023, the NAA had cash assets of $1,346,021. Of that, $921,986 came from our investments. Our total liabilities for 2023 were $2,572,549. NAA earned $2,842,898 in revenue in 2023, and our investments and assets grew by $123,461. These are unaudited financials, and we'll post the full audit report as soon as it's approved. I'm pleased to report, as a result of the board's sound decision-making, the NAA staff help, we remain in sound financial position. That's generally what I report up here from the lectern. However, I wanted this year to put these numbers into some context for y'all. First, let's talk about where the money comes from and where it goes. As represented of our 2023 financials and revenue, you can see that education and meetings comprise largely of events like this. Our summits and designations, they account for 57% of the NAA's overall revenue, with 34% coming from community and membership dues, smaller amounts from sponsorships and other sources, like the Foundation's contributions each year. Thank you, Foundation. Our expenses are similar, with 54% going to meetings and education and smaller amounts to other areas of community advocacy, marketing, and publications. You'll see where we're allocating 30% as administrative, which means things like we have a building, which goes with insurance and taxes and overhead and all the things that are like that. And we have some unfunctionalized expenses such as office supplies, equipment, IT support, all that really sexy stuff. But what it really means is that we're able to spend over 70 cents of every dollar on direct member benefits to you, our members. And to put these 2023 financials into perspective, let's look at the last 5 years. Each year, you'll see our earned revenue in blue, with the earnings from our investments in the lighter shade, and expenses are in red, with the lighter pink in 2022 coming from a loss from our investments. You can see the small dip in 2020 when the pandemic hit both our revenue and our expenses. But what I'm pleased to say and show here is that we're beginning to get back to pre-pandemic 2019 levels, and we expect to continue and solidify our positions and operations in the coming years. Thank you for another great year and for your opportunity to serve you as treasurer.
Thank you, Haley. Colored graphs, did you know that? Colored charts. We're getting there, folks. Haley, we're fortunate to have you as our treasurer. Thank you very much. Now it's my pleasure, my honor, to ask one of my good friends to come to the podium. Sherm Hostetter has served the NAA the last several years as both a member of the NAA Board of Directors on 2 separate occasions. He got it right the second time. And as an officer. Sherm, I want to thank you for your leadership. Where are you? Would you come up here? Come up here. I want to thank you for your leadership of the NAA. And on behalf of the NAA membership, I'd like to present you with, this is a collection of auctioneer magazines during your time. It's got a lot of pictures in it, so you'll like that.
Thank you.
It signifies you're as president, just a small token of our appreciation for everything you've done. And I think I speak for all of us when I say, Sherm, we were blessed to have you as our leader. Thank you. And I think someone's, are we having a picture made? Oh, thank you. There you go. Hey, let me tell you, I can see the front row. That's as far out as we can see those spotlights. I'm sure you don't have anything to say.
Thank you, Lance. I don't know if it's been a pleasure serving with not only Terry Walker, but Lance Walker. And him and I are kind of like the odd couple, Felix and Oscar. I'm the neat one and the anal one. He's the relaxed one. So anyhow, it's been fun. It's been difficult. I've been running the meetings the last year, but it's been kind of difficult at times, even though I'm running the meeting, to get a word in edgewise between Lance and John Schultz. They have a tendency to monopolize everything. So anyhow, it's nice to have the podium by myself for a second. I want to start by saying some thank yous, and then I have a little history, and I have 21 suggestions. Just kidding, two suggestions. And at my age, being a dad and a grandpa, I'm good at the suggestion part. But I'd like to start off by thanking my Lord and Savior for the blessings that he's given not only me, but my family, and the opportunity that he's given me to serve this association. It's been fun. I'd also like to thank my parents, Sherman and Doris, which started our company back in 1955. I literally grew up in the business. And also my son and daughters. Without them, and they're all working in the business full time, but without them, I could never take the amount of time it takes to properly do the job to serve this association without their support. So I definitely want to thank them and the grandchildren as well. I am blessed. Speaking of being blessed, as I mentioned, serving with the Walkers has been a neat time. And I know Terry got robbed a lot of what the normal president would do because she was going through during the pandemic and there was a lot of things changing. But what a team they are, and to me, how good was the national anthem to start this off with the Walkers? Fantastic. So our goal is to leave every situation. One of my father, he had a lot of wisdom, and he would always tell us, leave the place better than you found it. So one of our goals, anytime we did live auctions, on-site auctions, was basically to help those folks through their situation, as well as to leave the property and the situation better than we found it. A little history. In 1984, I signed up for CAI. The first class of mine was in '85. So if you think of that, that was 40 years ago. Am I that old? And the answer is yes. But it's amazing for me, between state association, national association, we even have chapters in our state. It's been an excellent ride. My recommendation to you folks is get involved. It's well worth it. I've got more out than I've put in. And as you can tell, I've put in a lot, but I've really enjoyed my time. Unfortunately, from what I hear from the board, it's my time to go to the pasture. When I started out, and we had two auction houses, speaking to the family. We had Auction City and Hostetter Auction Exchange growing up. And I don't know about you folks, but I became a precious metals auctioneer, which basically meant I was good at selling pots and pans. So now I get to work with my kids and my grandkids, so that's for me, a blessing. The success of my business, and this is kind of advice to all of you that haven't served yet, but will. The success of my business is made by my involvement in the NAA, CAI designations, and also the Pennsylvania Auctioneers Association. Get involved. We need your input, and we now have cornerstones where getting involved is a whole lot easier, and we want your service. It has a great payoff. And what it does is it makes you the best you that you can be. And that's what, for me, going to CAI has done. CAI didn't make me better than any other auctioneer, but it made me a whole lot better than what I was when I started through. So where else can you go? You look at the people here, and I've become friends with all of them, but where can you go that you can sit and discuss and fuss and then go have dinner, and then anytime you need advice, I can call them, and anytime I just want to talk, I can call them. They become your friends, and especially if you have the privilege of being on the executive committee, you are definitely family because of how much time you get to spend together. So the last time we were here in Pittsburgh, which I thought was '07, somebody corrected me today, was '05. But anyhow, I ran for VP. I prayed about it, and in the process of running for VP, I was against Tommy Williams and Sue Doyle. And to make a long story short, I got my butt handed to me. I was, as a professional golfer, you always try to, you don't win a lot, you try to place. Well, I placed third. So anyhow, between the first vote, of which I dropped off, and the second vote, I went over and congratulated both Sue Doyle and Tommy Williams, and then slithered back to my seat. However, I did stay involved. It just, at that point, it was out of my mind about being VP. The Lord had spoke, and the answer was no. So anyhow, I did stay involved. I got on the EI board, which I love education, and met Hannah Combest, which is one of the best things that's happened. Her and I are great friends. Well, she encouraged me to run again. So after much prayer and talking with the family, I decided to go ahead and try it. And it's been a great experience for me. I found out that the Lord didn't necessarily say no. What he said was not now. So hang in there, stay involved. There are a bunch of good payoffs in the process. So now, to finish, I want to make a couple suggestions. And one of the suggestions is work hard to keep the ladies' IAC intact. And when I say that, if you look at the talent last night, it's just unbelievable, the talent in the IJAC. I don't know about you folks, but I've never seen a standing ovation before. The quality, the professionalism, their ability to get up in front of, it's just phenomenal. So it's a dream for them, men and ladies, to someday be the champion. Keep that in place. So if we look, every champion in the past, whether men, ladies, or IJAC, has done us proud. And so from my standpoint, if you look at the last two, just take the last two ladies, and all of them, again, have done us proud, but you look at Chantel and Haley, look at what they've done for our industry. It's phenomenal, the exposure they get, that me, if I won, which I don't have the talent, but if I won, I couldn't get the publicity for our association and our profession like they did. So here's my call. And my call is to you ladies. I guess we had 53 ladies in the ladies' luncheon. Ladies, step up. Make sure you're getting involved so that there's a reason to keep it. It's in your hands to keep this intact. So that's my first recommendation. My second one's a little more to my heart. And what I mean by that is I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for my faith in the Lord and my parents. So when you look at our country, we are the greatest country in the world. When you look at our profession, yes. When you look at our profession, my opinion is this is the greatest profession in the world. And we are blessed every day to be able to get up and go at our jobs. And as somebody mentioned yesterday, they don't work a day in your life when you love what you do. So when we look at all of this and how blessed we have been as an association for 75 years, which is truly amazing, and a lot of forethought, a lot of great leaders that have kept this going. But I believe we have to be careful in taking God out of our association. And what I mean by that is if we ask him to leave, he will leave, but what comes in is not good. So those are my two recommendations. I just want to say thank you again to my parents. I want to say thank you to you. You're my extended family. I really humbly appreciate the opportunity to have served. Thank you.
Can we talk? Can we just have a family discussion about what's going on in this auction family? Let's talk about the good year that most of us had. I got to visit a bunch of you. I had the honor of attending a lot of state events and conferences and shows. The vast majority of you told me you were very positive about last year, and you're very positive about this year. You've had good years. And can we talk about the future? It's bright for the auction profession. Both live and online auctions are thriving. The public wants more of us. People in the media are craving auction action. Going Once is a documentary that's being produced by NAA's own Terry Walker. She's a close friend of mine. You're going to see, you've seen cameras all over the place this week because she and her crew are going to put a very positive spin on bid calling and the lives of NAA auctioneers here and abroad. It's going to be good. And can we talk about states like Missouri, Oklahoma, Kansas, Arkansas, Colorado, just to name a few, live auctions are still thriving and are very much alive. I had the opportunity to attend several state meetings, as well as some very large equipment auctions, automobile auctions during my term as president. My friend John Shaban, who's in Dunlap, Iowa, he has told me they set several sales records this year with cattle prices that they've never before achieved. Many of the cattle and auto auctions are thriving using the live auction method still. I got to attend the Automobile Auctioneer Championship both this year and last. There was a large attendance, large auctioneer participation at both events. The public is craving auction action. And can we talk about the success of benefit auctions and how they're still thriving? By calling bids and inserting entertainment at these auction galas, many NAA auction professionals are helping thousands of worthwhile charities. These auctions are making billions of dollars every year for these worthwhile charities. The Benefit Auction Summit, the BAS designation class, still two of the most popular offerings the NAA has. I'm so proud to have played a small part in advancing the benefit side of our industry. As I look around this room, I see many auctioneers that I helped train in the BAS designation classes that I was privileged to teach. I'm so grateful for my benefit auction community that has taught me much more than I was able to teach them. And can we talk about the growth of many companies that have gone to a blended auction format, using both live and online offerings for their buyers and sellers? Simulcast is often the ideal compromise when you want the best of both worlds. And can we talk about online auctions and how that method continues to grow by leaps and bounds? You know, we have many auction professionals entering our profession that only utilize the online auction method, and they're doing quite well. The NAA has recognized this, and we welcome them into our midst. We're now offering training for both live and online auction professionals. And NAA classes in marketing and promotion through social media are offering our most well-attended classes. And can we talk about one constant in our auction profession? Change. We see how fast AI, plus the increased use of social media, the advancement of online bidding platforms, is dominating our profession. Auction company alliances, whether they're for one auction or permanently combined alliances like MarkNet and United Country, Transon, they're a growing force, and they're going to continue to be. Comus Montgomery Auction Company out of Murfreesboro is a recent example of forming an alliance to best represent the client, all with NAA auctioneers. They use 6 auction companies to sell 13 pieces of commercial real estate scattered across 5 states. The $3 million auctions gross prices over appraisal. The seller bought a Porsche the day we closed the auction. The public is craving auction action. And what about our 4 cornerstones? Community, advocacy, promotion, education. They're growing in importance. Getting involved in one of these committees is a great way for you as an NAA member to serve our industry and take leadership roles. Also, our community conversations we're having through the NAA, growing in participation. Our auction company in Memphis, Tennessee is very typical of many NAA companies. We're a small, family-owned company that's experienced great growth in the past few years. We've added employees, we've increased our services. I grew up on a small cotton farm in southeast Missouri. I didn't know anything about the auction profession or about running a business. It was my father-in-law, former NAA member, Bob Turnage, that encouraged Terry and I to attend auction school, and we learned a new profession that would change our life forever. Our company growth did not happen because of me. Our company growth happened because of our involvement with this group here, the NAA. Through the National Auction Association, I've become involved in the Missouri Professional Auction Association. And as we moved to Memphis, the Tennessee Auction Association. And I'm very grateful for those auctioneers and those associations who also helped me to grow. I'm grateful to know MarkNet Alliance auctioneers who I met during NAA networking opportunities. MarkNet not only provided me the bidding platform that took my company to a new level, but they also allowed me the opportunity to network with a great bunch of NAA auction professionals throughout the country. It was through them that I learned the importance of making an alliance, a concept that you're going to see continued growth in the coming years. And folks, I have to talk about this 2023-2024 NAA board and executive committee that I work with so closely during my presidency. If it looks like we get along and kind of like each other, it's because we do. Thank you, board members. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your dedication to the betterment of the NAA. You guys out front are fortunate to have CEO Aaron Ensminger, who didn't miss a beat when he stepped into the CEO role a few years ago. His past NAA knowledge, and yes, Hannes, I think you hired him if I'm not mistaken, and vision will serve us well in the coming days. And rest assured, your money is safe in the hands of our treasurer, Ailey Byers. Ailey never met a dollar she didn't want to save. She eats and sleeps our financial situation. Folks, fasten your seatbelts. Put your tray tables in their upright positions when our new president, John Schultz, takes the reins. John is NAA's most popular seminar presenter for a very good reason. The guy's pretty darn smart. John has a vision for NAA, and I'm looking forward to serving as his chairman of the board and supporting him in every way possible. And speaking of chairman of the board, one of my highlights during the NAA presidency was developing a friendship and a bond with Sherm Hostetler. What a great family. Sherm, you've given so much to the NAA. You're a great example of what an NAA member should be. And this group is better off because of your tireless service to the industry. Give him one more round of applause. Yes. And lastly, that's the word you were waiting for, wasn't it? And lastly. When I'm sitting in church and the preacher says, and lastly, I always wake up. I'm ready to go then. And lastly, can we talk about the past presidents who've gone on before me, the ones who paved the way so that I could serve? At this time, I would like to ask all past presidents, would you just stand for a minute? Let me say a few things here. If you're a past president, please stand. It will be an honor to join your ranks. And I would like to lead the membership in saying thank you for getting us where we are today. Thank you. A couple of months ago, Rob Doyle made a Facebook post about being a part of the Past Presidents Club. It dawned on me then, I'm going to be a part of that group in just a few weeks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that time has come. My time is up. I'm going to assume the role of past president, and I couldn't be prouder to be a part of these men and women who led our association to this point. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And last, but surely not least, to my wife, Terry, who's also a past president, and my son, Eric, who is a huge part of my retirement program. I thank you for picking up the slack while I travel the country for the NAA. Terry, I'm sorry that you had to be president during COVID, because you would have been great at traveling around and schmoozing and making talks, and you had to miss that. But we appreciate what you did for us. You'll always be our Zoom president and the one with the biggest smile. Yeah. You know, it's traditional for the president to present their spouse with a bouquet of flowers. That woman don't want no stinking flowers. This woman wants chocolates. Not just any chocolates. She wants Memphis' own Denzel's Caramel Chocolates. If you'll come forward, hon, I've got your chocolate. If you just save me one piece, I'd appreciate it. This room is full of entrepreneurs who represent the greatest form of free enterprise system, the auction method of selling. I challenge you, grow your marketplace, ride the NAA brand so the public will benefit from your professionalism and your dedication to solving their problems. That's who we are, we're problem solvers. The public is craving auction action. Thank you, membership. You allowed me to have this final family conversation as your president. I've enjoyed it. It's been a great ride. This small town southern boy from Wardell, Missouri. I'm so confident knowing that the auction profession and the NAA leadership is in great hands. I want to leave you with the humble words of Gomer Pyle of the Andy Griffith Show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. At this point, I'd like to ask for a motion affirming John Schultz's succession to the office of President of the NAA. That's you.
I move we wait till next year to approve. I'm just kidding. I move we affirm the succession of John Schultz as president of the NAA.
Thank you. Do I hear a second? Thank you, Ailey. Will the board members who approve of this motion, would you say aye? That's you guys. Yeah. Y'all approve? Thank you. All right. John, would you come forward? John, I'd like to award you with the 24-25 presidential pin. And last year, Sherm stuck me and it drew blood. I'm going to do better. More than blood. That looks like a diamond on there. I think it's a piece of glass. Fellow auctioneers, John Schultz.
For those of you that are in the betting line as to how many times I'll cry during this speech, I think this is where we start. Fellow auctioneers, esteemed colleagues, friends, family. I stand before you today with a heart full of gratitude, a spirit of profound responsibility. To be affirmed as your president is not just an honor. It's a sacred trust that I pledge to uphold with every fiber of me. See, what's the line? That's one? Okay. I don't know who the official counter is, but. This moment takes me back to 1992. Some of you have heard this story. Dang it. You can memorize these speeches as much as you want, practice them, and it doesn't matter. Whew. I can hear my uncle crying over there. That's not helping. I attended my grandfather's auction. I witnessed firsthand the incredible community that is auction. Auctioneers from across the state attended that auction, coming together to support our family. I didn't know it, but that day ignited a passion in me that burns brighter and brighter and brighter. To my family, my wife Billy Jo, our daughter Anna Claire, my brother Matt, my aunt and uncle Mike and Jan Schultz, my cousin Isaac, your unwavering support has been my foundation. And to Judd Graff, wherever he's hiding in his three-piece fancy suit today, your mentorship and friendship is truly invaluable. Thank you for always believing in me. How many pages of this do we have? Good Lord. This was like 80 seconds when I rehearsed it. I want to express my deepest thanks to both Lance and Sherm and all the past presidents who have laid such a strong foundation for our organization. Your leadership has been instrumental in shaping the NAA into the respected institution it is today. To my fellow board members, the NAA staff, your dedication and hard work make everything we do possible. Thank you for your passion and your commitment. And to every NAA member, you are the true heartbeat of this organization. Your trust in me is humbling, as you can see. I promise to work tirelessly to advocate for your interests and advance our noble profession. As we look to the future, I see immense potential for growth and innovation in our industry. We'll focus on embracing technology, expanding educational opportunities, promoting the auction method of marketing to a wider audience than ever before. But I can't do this alone. I need each of you, each and every one of you, to dig deep, bring your passion, your ideas, your energy to the table. Because together, we can ensure that the National Auction Association continues to not only thrive, but lead our industry into a bright future. Thank you for this incredible opportunity to serve. You'll hear about 18 more minutes of this speech tonight. Let's make this a wonderful, exciting year for the history books. Thank you.
Thank you, John. We're fortunate to have John going as our leader going forward. This year, Nicole Pirro served as chair of the election committee. I've got Nicole's report, and at this time, I'll be sharing the election results. Please know that we will not going to share vote totals. There was no competition, so what does it matter? Voting opened at 1 p.m. Eastern Time yesterday, closed at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time today. As noted, we have one candidate for vice president, two candidates for director positions. Officer positions should be decided by majority vote. The position of directors will be decided by plurality. This year, 409 ballots were cast. At this point, we will provide the results of the election. Votes have been cast. The ballots have been tabulated. Your winners are, for vice president, Michelle Hobson. I'm Morgan Hobson. Morgan Hobson. Terry, I do not know a Michelle Hobson. I don't know where that came from. I don't know a Michelle Hobson. I don't know a Michelle. Oh. I almost got through, didn't I? I got close. John Genovese as director. Where's John? Is he not? Oh, he's down front. John, please stand. And our up on stage person, Eric Rasmus. Okay. Now I'm confused. All right, with that, the chair declares that Morgan Hobson has been affirmed as vice president, and for directors, John Genovese, Eric Rasmus, been elected. We congratulate you both. Now, since there's no unfinished business at this point, Aaron, do we have any messages from new business, which we asked for yesterday?
We do. we have two similar motions, one from Alvin Kaditz, which reads, I move that we recognize Almighty God and ask his blessings on this conference and show. And one from Frank Imholt that reads, I move that every NAA meeting start with a prayer, thanking God for watching over our association.
Okay? I'm not going to argue with any of that. For those of you who are new members, maybe this is your first time here, years ago, we voted to have a board-run association so that these meetings we have would just be more of a, well, we're not going to sit here and argue, I guess. So we bring these things to the board. That's why we had the town hall yesterday, so that you could do that, and then we allowed you to send Aaron an email. So what we're going to do is take both these recommendations, and by the way, the issue on prayer was already slated for our September board meeting. So both of these will now go to our board meeting in September, and we'll consider those. So thank you, Alvin. Thank you, Frank, for your motions. And we'll publish them. Oh, and they'll be published. Okay. Now then, now we need all the board members that are going to be serving next year. Sherm, I believe you're going to administer the oath of office for the 24-25 NAA Board of Directors. So all of you that are going to be serving, including incoming Cornerstone chairs, Judd Graff, Foundation Vice President, our newly elected board members, would you join us on stage here? And where you're going to get swore at by Sherm. Yes. All right.
Good-looking, talented group, isn't it? As Lance just mentioned, let me be the first one to swear at you. So, all right. It's my pleasure and privilege to officially install you as officers and directors of the National Auction Association. I congratulate you on the opportunity which has been given you to serve your organization. I know that you will be faithful in the performance of your duties, looking always to the interest and welfare of the National Auction Association as a whole. Please raise your right hand. Will you faithfully execute the office to which you have been elected or appointed, conforming to the Articles of Incorporation, bylaws, and Code of Ethics of the National Auction Association? If so, please respond by I do. May I extend my personal congratulations to each one of you. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the officers and directors of the National Auction Association, and thank you for serving.
The annual business meeting for the National Auction Association is now adjourned. Thank you.